Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm working on my 100-day project, the 100 Days of Color. And we are in orange. And I was trying to think of what I would talk about with orange. I did do some orange in last week's video, but I have a few more today. And there's not a lot of like fun anecdotes that I could find in the book about orange, but I did find a little bit about saffron. And, I don't have the paint color saffron. It doesn't talk about it. It just talks about it as a color, not as a pigment. But they don't know exactly when or where, and it's called C. sativus, when or where it was first cultivated. And it says the flowers are actually sterile, so they can't grow in the wild. So I don't know how they propagate those. It says there's a few tantalizing hints. Some cave paintings in Iraq made 50,000 years ago were found to contain traces of saffron, so I guess they used it in cave paintings. It says the ancient Greeks used it to dye their clothes, and we know it was traded across the Red Sea from Egypt to southern Arabia during the 1st century. And it was being grown in Spain from at least 961 AD, and it was even grown in England for centuries. So, it does have some interesting history. It says that in 2013, 1 ounce of saffron cost $364. I bought some for my sister around that time. I don't remember how much it cost, but it was like 1 or 2 stamens, is that what they're called, in a piece of paper inside the jar. That was it. And I don't even know if she's used it. She thought it was so precious. I don't know how long that stuff stays good for. It says, but so it was $364 for 1 ounce, while an ounce of vanilla cost $8 and cardamom cost $3.75. That's the comparison for you. I'm doing a lot of circles with my fingers today in the orange and not loving the results. So we'll just have to cover those up with something. I did use a little bit of penny in that circle on the top left, which I kind of like that one. It's a metallic one, so I do like that one. If you want to know what colors of orange paint, I will list them in the description box below so you can have an idea. They're all quite bright. Except for the Cheddar. That one's Dina Wakley's Cheddar. I like that color. But that paint's not covering up my pencil marks, is it? All right, so I've got some collage paper out here. We're going to put some objects on the top of that. And these papers are just gel print papers, random stuff. One year for Inktober, I think it was, I used my colored acrylic inks and made marks onto rice paper. So that's what that little orange circle in the left is. And some of the background pieces, like that have been in several, that are somewhat transparent, but not 100% transparent, those are what those are. And they've come in handy because I did them in an array of color. So how is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. See, like this one I'm just going to stick on here. That's one of those. It was acrylic ink on rice paper. I'm trying to line it up with the tape so that it looks like it's on the edge when we pull the tape off. But it's not quite transparent, but yeah. I'm glad I have those to use. And finally using them. I think they're a few years old. I might have a video on them. If I do, I'll link it down below in case you're interested in how I created those. Pretty sure it was a video. Most of the art, crazy arting I do is on video. It might be an old one though, so hopefully it isn't too bad quality wise. Not that I've improved that much. I still don't know what to say about things. That was a piece of a gel print. I think that one was a botanical gel print I did 2 years ago. I think it's 2 years old. So I have a lot of gel prints and painty papers that every time I do one of these, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm using. And I never run out. Of course, I have to have, like, I'm dying to do a gel printing session. It's so much fun. I haven't done one in a while. So I need to do that. Cuz it's fun time. One of the other colors mentioned is amber. They don't really talk about it as a paint or anything. See, some believe that amber, like opal, brings bad luck. Well, I have a friend named Amber, and she's good luck. I think I gave her a little miniature amber elephant because she likes elephants for her birthday one year. I wonder if she's still got that. Another orange color is ginger. And my ginger that I use is not amber colored, but I guess if you dry it and like as a powder, it might be a little bit on the orange side. So what do you think of those ones? I think they're, do I mark them? Nope, I don't think I add any extra marks to them. Just peel off the tape and see how they look. So they say ginger, the plant ginger, or the Zingiberaceae plant family has turmeric, cardamom, and ginger. It says it has yellow flowers and pale rhizomes, known simply as ginger. Originating in the tropical forest of South Asia, ginger was one among the first spices traded to the West from around the 1st century AD. And I do ginger and honey tea if I'm starting to feel sick, and it helps. I was told it helps, and I did it once when I was on a trip and drank it twice a day and never really got sick. So I think it works. Now, they say that to taste, it's hot and pungent. And somewhere along the way, it was those qualities that led to its association with a particular group of people, redheads. It says, like blondes, redheads are in the minority. And they've had a string of evocative, if unflattering, names bestowed upon them. Carrot Top, Copper Knob, Piss Brindle, I've never heard of that one, Ginger, and Red, and make up 2% of the global population. And people with red hair are considered to have a fiery personality. It's pretty funny. The next color is Minium. That's one I have not heard. And prior to Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the printing press, movable type, sometime around 1440, books were restricted to noblemen, clergy, and a few others, such as clerks, who needed to be literate in order to do their jobs. They were also expensive. Manuscripts were created by hand. In Latin, manu means hand, while scriptus means written. And they were usually commissioned by a powerful patron to reflect his or her piety and status. Each book represented hundreds of hours of labor and wholly unique, from the animal skins that made up the leaves of parchment to the pigments used for the illuminations to the fists of the scribes. So it talks about how they were illustrated, and it says, as in most monastic endeavors, the production of this manuscript required precise division of labor. First, scribes would have copied the text, carefully leaving space for the paintings. Then a team of artists would have begun their work. If the team that worked on the volume was large enough, it would have been the sole responsibility of one person to add the capitals, headings, and pilcrows in a particular shade of orange red, so bright that they leapt off the page. The pigment used was minium. The person who worked with it was called a miniature. Miniature? I want to say minotaur. Miniature. And his work with the eye-catching symbol or heading in a manuscript was called a miniatura. This is the origin of the word miniature, which in its original sense did not mean small at all. Minium was used exclusively in manuscript illumination during the Middle Ages, and use of it only gradually died out as vermilion became readily available from the 11th century. Minium is lead tetroxide and can be found in naturally occurring deposits, and it is also hazardous to your health. And I'm just going to skip right over nude because that is neither orange. Well, I used a color called champagne in there, which is my version of the nude that they have here. And they do talk about it being incorrect because even if you're white, not everybody's the same shade. And if you look at the world, there's a lot of different shades of skin. So that is just not accurate, and it needs a new name. So it's gone. The last two in this one is pink. And I don't think I'll get into pink until the next video because all of them will be pink. And I need to catch up on my reading of pink. Underline a few passages. The book I've been reading from, if you are not familiar, is The Secret Lives of Color by Cassia St. Clair. I will have a link to it in the description box below. It's really fascinating, and it's not all pigment colors, it's just color. So, yeah, the first bit of it felt like a lot was all about pigment, like the whites and the... What colors have I done? Whites and yellows and stuff. But yeah, it's a really fun book, and hopefully you're enjoying these projects. I know I'm doing 100 days, but I am doing them in groups of 4. But I am still arting every day. Okay, probably not today. Today I'm just editing. Because I went out with a friend. But I do hope you're enjoying them. If you've made it this far to the second set of pieces, of my crazy abstract pieces, I appreciate it. Again, adding the collage elements, pieces that I've dug up from my gel print and Painty paper scraps. And the wonky circle shapes I have just been hand cutting out of paper that I already had done. I really like the circle. I don't know. I don't think the square would go over as well. Or even a diamond or a rectangle. I just don't think... I think the messy painting in the background kind of lends yourself to that more organic round shape. What do you think? You have to tell me your opinion. Yeah, saying goodbye to the orange and moving into the pink. I was totally expecting it to shift right into red. I didn't even think about pink. Till I got there in the book. I was like, oh, yeah, pink. I wonder what that chapter has in store. I guess I could tell you the colors that are coming. Baker Miller pink, Mountain Batten pink, puce, fuchsia, shocking pink, fluorescent pink, and amaranth. I think I've read a little bit of it, but yeah, I got to read up on the pink. Those pieces look so shiny, and I know I printed them. I have the stencil to prove it. But I don't know what paper I put them on. They're very shiny paper. Decided to add one of my little scripts, just being careful not to rub it too hard. I don't want to smear that black. Decided my circle needed a hole in it. On this particular piece I'm sticking down here is actually a label. I did some printing, coloring of sticker labels, and I never used them. I ran across them and they had a touch of pink, so they're coming in here. I probably have a video on that too. I'll try to link it if I do. I'll try and figure out the iCard thing. Now I think this one I add a little something to it. I have this it's called a paper pen. I tried to find it on Amazon. I could not find it on Amazon. So I don't know if it's not made anymore. I have had it for years. I was surprised when I pulled it out again and it still worked. Sometimes it comes out in uneven globs, but it works. But it is a shade of pink. It looks kind of orange here, but it looks more pink in real life. Maybe the pictures at the end will look more pink. I'm not sure. But I figured I'd use that to add a little scripting or something to my little cards this time. And as always, excited to take that tape off and see what it really looks like. And of course, it always tears. It's just cheap washi tape. And by cheap washi tape, it came from IKEA. I don't know if they still have it, so don't expect it if you go there. Because that's another thing that I've had for years and years. I got excited when I saw washi tape at IKEA. I bought a bundle in pink and a bundle in green. And I think I finally used up that one. I'm liking the pink. You know, I think pink and orange looks really good together. I'm liking the touches of pink in the orange and touches of the orange in the pink. You'll have to let me know what you think. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite color? What color are you most excited to learn about? Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. If you like this, what you're seeing, and you're not a subscriber, think about subscribing, hitting that button. And if you hit the bell, you'll know every time I upload, which is usually twice a week. Thank you. Hope you all have an awesome day.